UPA government faces major embarrassment in the coal blocks allotment scandal. This as the CBI is all set to inform the Supreme Court that the controversial probe status report it submitted last month had been vetted by Law Minister Ashwini Kumar and Prime Minister office officials. Sources reveal that senior CBI officials, including Director Ranjit Sinha, were summoned by the Law Minister days before the status report was filed. During the lengthy meeting, also attended by some officials of the Law Ministry, several amendments in the status report were suggested and also incorporated by the CBI. Sources also revealed that the CBI status report was similarly vetted by senior PMO officials. During that meeting, a team of CBI officers, which did not include Sinha, was present, although it's not clear whether more changes were made in the report at this meeting. The opposition is up in arms against the government and claims that this revelation is proof as to how the government is influencing the CBI to save the Prime Minister.
This is outright interference in the work of CBI, which is supposed to work independently, objectively, impartially. But this is a classic case how the ruling party interference in the work of CBI, misuses CBI, abuses CBI to promote their own interest or to save their own skins. It is really violation of all the norms of governance, and the Prime Minister should own up the responsibility and he should demand an explanation from his cabinet colleague whether such a thing happened or not, and if it is proved, then he should take appropriate action.
Well, headlines today is Athar Khan is tracking all the latest developments on the story. Athar, the CBI seems to have flouted all norms of propriety in this case, getting the report vetted by the Law Minister and the PMO officials. What kind of pressure are they under?
Well, absolutely, they are under tremendous pressure. We know that they've been under the scanner. Remember, in Anna Hazare and Arvind Kejriwal has been raising this voice that the CBI is not independent and government wants to control it. And if you recall, in the at the time when the DMK withdrawn its support, the CBI had raided Stalin. So Chidambaram and the PM had to apologize at that point of time. The opposition, Arun Jaitley, had been making statement that the former CBI directors are being rewarded and they are being given very important postings.
Right.
But in this case, we know that the CBI says that they are yet to file the affidavit in this case and they will abide by the court order.
All right. Athar, do stay on with us. Also joining us now on the phone line is Joginder Singh, former CBI director. Mr. Singh, extremely shocking revelations coming in the Coalgate investigations that the CBI actually submitted the status report to the Law Minister and it was also vetted by the PMO. This is a real breach of propriety if ever there was, and lends credibility to the opposition's questions always raised as far as the integrity of the CBI goes.
There is no question of integrity, madam, for the simple reason that CBI is not an independent body. Law Ministry is the one who vets every case here and they say whether you should go and appeal or not. This decision is not of the CBI. The Law Ministry decides who will represent you in the High Court and Supreme Court. Even the law officers in CBI at the senior level are all from the Law Ministry. They look to their future.
Right.
No political party has tried to ensure to give independence to CBI like Election Commission and other things. And in this case, to the best of my memory, I am subject to correction. In 2G, Supreme Court had said it should not be shared with the political executive. There is no such clear direction in this matter to the best of my knowledge.
But Mr. Singh, just to understand correctly, why couldn't the CBI chief just dig his heels in and show some dynamism and refuse to submit to these demands from the Law Minister and the PMO's office? After all, the case investigates the top leadership in the government.
No, very true what you say here, but theoretically it's all right. You see, constitutionally, he is bound to obey the government of the day. You have not given him independence here, which no political party is willing to give either in the state or in center, or they have not even done the police reforms. Look at the basic structure. It is a government which decides who will come in deputation to the CBI.
All right.
It is a government which decides.
All right.
The stand to be taken in a matter, and they only provide inputs here.
Okay, Mr. Singh.
So point is here, this is I have been protesting against this kind of a thing for a long time here.
All right, fair point, Mrs. Singh. Let me also get in Kiran Bedi, who joins us on the phone line. Kiran Bedi, absolutely shocking breach of propriety here by the CBI by all counts. Where can there be an impartial investigation if the Law Minister and the PMO office are going to vet the report, make their suggestions, and those suggestions being incorporated in the report which is to be submitted to the Supreme Court?
Yes, what has got exposed is a fact and a reality, and I'm glad the exposures continue. If the coal scam is properly, independently and justly investigated, the corruption will stop at the highest doorstep, because millions of crores have been lost because of wrongful loss. Wrongful gain and wrongful loss both are part of the Prevention of Corruption Act.
Right.
And country has lost billions, continues to lose millions and billions in foreign exchange now for importing coal, which we would have had enough, in fact, to export coal. So I would say the CBI certainly not been independent to investigate, which is why it is essential that the opposition parties or the political parties or the civil society rises again now to ask for the Lokpal to be introduced in the Rajya Sabha, which is pending to be passed, because that will ensure that whatever is referred by the Lokpal according to the drafted bill, whatever is referred by the Lokpal to the CBI, the government will have nothing to do with it. Therefore, it is very important that we urgently get the Lokpal so that that portion of the CBI comes under the independent 9-member Lokpal, by which the government and the law minister will not be able to interfere.
All right, very fair point, Kiran Bedi. Let me also get in Prashant Bhushan, who joins us on the phone line. Mr. Bhushan, much has been said about the fact that the CBI is always under pressure from the government, but that seems to be a fig leaf really to kind of gloss over the CBI's own inadequacies are concerned. Why can't the CBI show some dynamism in this case and refuse to submit these kind of demands? After all, it's a very high-profile case.
Yeah, see, the problem is that all the CBI officers are essentially IPS officers whose cadre controlling authority is the government, and therefore all transfers, promotions, disciplinary proceedings, confidential reports, everything is done by the government. Immediately after the last hearing of this coal scam in the Supreme Court, when this Attorney General made a false statement to the court that this CBI status report has not been shared with the government and that he was also not aware of it, which was totally false, because according to my information, the Attorney General was himself present at this meeting with the Law Minister in the Law Minister's office, where this status report of the CBI was vetted and diluted by the Law Minister in consultation with the Attorney General and others. And immediately after this last hearing in the Supreme Court, the officer investigating this coal scam in the CBI, one DIG called Mr. Ravi Kant, he has been transferred out of the CBI and he has been sent to the Intelligence Bureau. So therefore, this shows the extent to which the CBI gets compromised. Now, the CBI director is not really answerable to the government, but the problem is that the lure of post-retirement jobs and governorships, etc., to CBI directors makes them compromise. In this case, of course, the very selection of this particular gentleman, who is the present CBI director, was itself mired in controversy, because he was the person who was investigating that fodder scam.
All right. Sorry, a little out of time, Mr. Bhushan, but thank you very much for making your point. Kiran Bedi and Joginder Singh, thank you very much for talking to Headlines today. The government clearly has a lot of answering to do, and the CBI's impropriety in this case has made the entire coal scam once again being brought into question. Well, moving on now to some of the news.